This is Sky News at 7, our top stories. A growing war of words on trade as Theresa May tells President Trump she's got deep concern over his plans to impose steel and aluminium tariffs.
With 250 yards to go, 25-year-old Bannister took the lead with an amazing burst of speed.
Tributes are paid to Sir Roger Bannister, the first man to break the 4-minute mile, who's died at the age of 88.
Everyone has understood the delight in the round figure of 4 minutes, and I think that it's certain that if you can find a man who will run it in 3:59, you will also most certainly find somebody else in the world at some time who will run it faster.
The big thaw brings new flood warnings as UK businesses count the cost of the cold snap. An unexpected protest in Italy as Silvio Berlusconi casts his vote in an election which he hopes will seal his political comeback. Hollywood's red carpet prepares for its big night, but will the Time's Up campaign steal the limelight at the Oscars? A very good evening to you. There's a growing war of words on both sides of the Atlantic over trade tonight, as Theresa May has told President Trump that she's deeply concerned at his plans to impose tariffs on steel and aluminium imports. Mr. Trump has threatened to increase taxes on European cars if the EU decides to retaliate. Well, here the Prime Minister has been talking trade all day, insisting she's not cherry-picking over the UK's Brexit deal, something the EU has said it won't stand for. Our senior political correspondent Beth Rigby has this report.
Thank you.
Her difficult third Brexit speech landed. Mrs May spelling out a wish list for that trade deal. Sky News.
And Beth joins us live now from Westminster. And Beth, it seems there's this big trade row brewing between Europe and the United States.
Yes, that's right, Becky. In the past couple of days, Donald Trump has tweeted and said that he intends to impose tariffs on aluminium and steel goods, put them up. And in that, she is more closely aligned with the EU than Donald Trump. But the big question for her remains, when it comes to her own trade deal between the UK and the EU, will they allow her to cherry pick the best bits of the single market? That's what she wants. It looking unlikely that that's what she'll get.
OK, Beth, thank you. And we're expecting that story to feature prominently in tomorrow's papers. We'll be taking a first look at those tonight at 10:30 with the news editor at the Institute of Economic Affairs, Kate Andrews, and the deputy political editor of the HuffPost UK, Owen Bennett. Figures from across the sporting world and beyond have been paying tribute to the record-breaking Sir Roger Bannister, who's died at the age of 88. He made history by becoming the first athlete to break the 4-minute mile, running it in 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds. The Prime Minister said he was an inspiration to us all, as Katie Spencer now reports.
They'd said it couldn't be done, whose achievement demonstrated the indomitability of the human spirit. Katie Spencer, Sky News in Oxford.
Now, businesses are counting the cost of the recent extreme weather, with fears that the cold snap may have cost the UK £1 billion a day. Well, many communities are still dealing with huge snowdrifts, but rising temperatures mean thousands of people could now be at risk of flooding. Sky's Tom Parmenter sent this report from Bromley Yard in Herefordshire.
The temperature is up. It is thawing. But in Herefordshire, there's quite a bit to thaw.
Yeah. Armageddon, they've been calling it on the local website.
Yeah. It's well beyond the start of the working week. Tom Parmenter, Sky News, Herefordshire.
Now, there's just under 3 hours to go for voting in the Italian elections, where the former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi and his far-right allies could emerge as the largest bloc. Well, just a quick warning that there is some flash photography coming up here. Things didn't go so well for Mr. Berlusconi when he went to vote this morning and was confronted by a topless protester. Well, our Europe correspondent Michelle Clifford is in Rome for us now. Michelle, the key issues with this election seem to be immigration, unemployment, the economy, but it is looking like whatever happens, this will be a coalition government.
Yeah, very much so. I think that's the sense. The predictions were that no single party or no single bloc or coalition would get the majority that they need to form a government. It's coalitions to be built. It could go on for days, possibly weeks, who knows, even longer.
OK, Michelle, thank you. Of course, we'll be back with you throughout the evening because, as she said there, the polls close at 11 o'clock Italian time and 10 o'clock our time. You're watching Sky News. Coming up, and the winner we'll be live on the red carpet with all the build-up to tonight's Oscars.
Up now.
Welcome back. Now, Hollywood's finest will start to gather in a few hours' time for the annual Oscars ceremony, honouring the best contributions on the big screen. Well, this year's Oscars are being held under the shadow of a sex scandal that's rocked the film industry, which is expected to dominate tonight's proceedings. Our US correspondent Greg Milam is in Los Angeles on the red carpet. Greg, it looks like it's getting more busy there now. What's the atmosphere like?
Yeah, the excitement definitely building. The red carpet pretty much ready. The sun is out, which is something to cheer here after a couple of days of rain, to do it all again this year, hopefully with a better result.
OK, Greg, thank you. And don't forget, you can watch the Oscars live on Sky Cinema's dedicated Oscars channel. Coverage starts at 11 o'clock tonight, with the ceremony itself due to start at around 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then we'll have all the reaction to the results live from the Vanity Fair party. That's here on Sky News Sunrise from 6 o'clock in the morning. Right, let's take a look at the weather now.
From cool, brisk northern fjords to the warm, tranquil waters of Southeast Asia.
There'll be some fairly prolonged rain, sleet and snow for central and eastern Scotland tomorrow. Rain for the southwest and just the odd shower elsewhere. Before then, though, northern and western parts will see showers this evening, bringing eastern Scotland more snow. But afternoon rain over East Anglia will be clearing. North Wales and central and southeast England will be mainly dry. There'll be a scattering of showers tonight, bringing further snow to eastern Scotland. More general rain, sleet and snow will move in there later, spreading inland through the central belt. A patchy frost in the north will bring a risk of ice and fog, but southern parts will be mainly fog and frost-free. Monday morning will bring a mix of rain, sleet and snow to central and eastern Scotland, and a scattering of showers elsewhere, but many inland areas will remain dry. England and Wales can expect some good sunny spells, but of course it will be pretty mild overall, still cold in the northeast, and southeast Scotland will dry up during the afternoon.
The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
Right, we've got Sportsline in a moment. Let's get more on what's coming up.
On the way, how Manchester City moved another step closer to a third Premier League title.